Hello everyone, I'm Kristel and Celemin from the Batangas State University, Alangilan Campus, taking Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from the section IT 2105. This video is all about the compilations of the activities in chapter 6. So, this is the first activity. So, activity IP characteristics. So, instructions. So, read each IP characteristics, then click connectionless, best effort, or media independent to indicate its delivery method. So, the first IP characteristic is will send a packet even if the destination host is not able to receive it. That is the connectionless. So, yeah, it's correct. So, next is packet delivery is not guaranteed. So, that is a best effort. So, it's also correct. So, does not guarantee that the packet will be delivered fully without errors. So, that is a best effort also. So, it's correct. So, no contact is made with the destination host before sending a packet. So, that is a connectionless. So, fiber optics, cabling, satellites, and wireless can all be used to route the same packet. So, that is a media independent. So, the last one is will adjust the size of the packet sent depending on what type of network access will be used. So, we can see our answers are all correct. So, we can now proceed to the next activity. So, this is the next activity. Activity part 1, IPv4 header field. So, instruction, read each IPv4 header function and then click the IPv4 header field to which is belong. So, identifies the priority of each packet. So, that's it. Its source so this is the next activity. So this is the next activity. Activity part 1, IPv4 header fields. So, the instruction is read the IPv4 header function and then click the IPv4 header field to which it belongs. So, the first one is identifies the priority of each packet. So, that is a differentiated services. Then, identifies the upper layer protocol to be used next. So, that is the protocol. Then, identifies the IP address of the recipient host. So, that is the destination IP address. So, next one is always set to 01000 for IPv4. So, that is the version. Then, commonly referred to as hop count. So, the time to live. Then, the last one is identifies the IP address of the sending host. So, that's its source IP address. So, correct. Congratulations. You have matched the IPv4 header function to their field. So it's all correct. So we can now proceed to the next activity. So this is the next activity. Activity IPv6 header field. So instruction, read each IPv6 header description and then click the IPv6 header field to which it belongs. So there's a version, traffic class, flow label, payload length, next header, and then the hop limit. So the first is identifies the size of the data portion of the packet. So that is a payload length. Classifies packets for congestion control. So that is a traffic class. Next is always set to 0110 its version. Then identifies the application type to the upper layer protocol. So it's next header. Then to suggest that all packets receive same type of handling by IPv6 routers. It's flow label. Then the last one is when the value reaches 0, the sender is notified that the packet was not delivered. So the hop limit. So correct. Congratulations. You have matched the IPv6 header descriptions to their fields. So now we can proceed to the next activity. So this is the next activity. Activity, identify elements of a router routing table entry. So instruction, a partial router routing table entry is shown. So each section of the entry is identified by a circled letter above it. So select the correct routing table entry section for each output. So our choices are A, B, C, D, E, F. So the first question is the elapsed time since the network was discovered. So this it is the letter E, or the 6 minutes and 3 seconds. So next is the administrative distance or source and metric to reach the remote network, that is C, or the 90/3072. Then next is how the network was learned by the router. So that it is A. Then show the destination network. So that is a B. So the destination is the IP address. So 192.168.1.0/24. So next one is the next hop IP address to reach the remote network. So that it's letter D. So the next hop IP address. So the IP address is 192.168.3.1. So the next one is the outgoing interface on the router to reach the destination network. So it's F, the gigabit Ethernet 0/0. So now we can proceed to the next activity. Guys, it's all correct. So you have successfully chosen the correct router routing entry as described. So now we can proceed to the next activity. So this is our next activity. So activity descriptions of router, function, and hardware parts. So instruction. Description of router functions and hardware parts are provided in the table. So drag each router component name to its function or description. So the first description is connects router to external network, usually over a large distance. So large distance is the WAN interface or the wide area network. So the next one is a large the next one is a way to remotely access the CLI across a network interface. So that is a telnet or SSH. So the next one is connects computers, switches, and routers for internal networking. So that is LAN interface. So the next one is a local port which uses USB or low speed serial connection to manage network devices. That is a console port. Then the last one is a port to manage routers using telephone lines and modems. So AUX port. So correct, you have successfully matched the router component names to their functions or descriptions. So now we will proceed to the next activity. So this is the last activity for the chapter 6. So activity, the router boot process. So instruction, drag each of the steps on the left to appropriate field in the table. So on the right to show the router boot process order. So the step 1 is perform post hardware check performed by built-in ROM chip. So the next one is load the load bootstrap. So copied from ROM to RAM, locate the iOS. So the next is load the iOS operating system file for the router loaded into RAM. After bootstrap finds the iOS file to be used. Then the last one is load the configuration file from flash or the NVRAM TFTP server, or go into setup mode to create a configure file. So correct, you have successfully listed the order of the router boot process. So now we are done in the activities in chapter 6. So thank you for watching. Again, this is the compilations of the activities in chapter 6.